Welcome to Kara in Boston. This is my channel. I appreciate you for being here. We are doing a breakfast cereal rank, top 20 breakfast cereals and how we would rank them from I would even eat them for dinner to I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. This is my son Tyler, and he is also going to be ranking the same cereal. So we are going to be doing a side-by-side of how we feel about these cereals going forward. So let's start. I'm going to rank first. I'm going to go Trix because it's the first one on the list.
Right.
I'm definitely going to put this in that I would even eat for dinner. So I love Trix. I like the ball shape better than the fruit shape.
Whoa!
No, because
Okay, hold on. I was gonna cheer off on everything you said, and then okay, let's hear that.
Because I grew up, it was ball shaped when because that's how I remember the cereal. That's what it was. It was shaped.
When I grew up, it was fruit shaped.
But the fruit shapes are so much more like hard and crunchy that I just feel like it's too much.
I mean, I'll still put Trix.
So where are you
going to
put
eat
Trix
for dinner?
Okay.
But I just that's kind of blasphemy that you say that the ball is like the superior.
Well, it's a generational thing. I think that.
Yeah, and your generation's wrong. I
would eat it both ways.
No, I know. Same. I'm not saying that if it was in circle, I wouldn't.
All right. Okay, let's go. Do you want to pick one, or do you want me to go?
We can just go in order.
Okay, so let's go Applejack. Applejacks. I know this is gonna be. We're gonna disagree on this.
Okay.
I am not an Applejack fan. I would not eat Applejacks.
Not if you're desperate, you wouldn't eat it? You're telling me you're desperate, you're not eating a bowl of Apple Jacks?
I don't think so. I just don't. I mean,
that's like despised level of. All right, hey,
I just feel like
it's your. I'm just being accurate.
Okay, based on the 20 cereals that are available.
Okay.
I feel like that is very low on the list. I mean, I may change my mind as we go, but I definitely think I know.
I would buy Apple Jacks in the store. I don't know if it's necessarily like an all timer, but. Okay. I do love Apple Jacks.
There's no flavor. They don't taste like apple.
Apple
and there's
cinnamon.
No Jacks.
Honestly, I feel like I'm biased because the commercials of like the apple and cinnamon guy running around like the whole time. But I did enjoy that too. It was kind of like it's like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, practically in Fruit Loop form, is what I always think of.
Really?
It's cinnamon it's cinnamon like
is it?
Apple Jacks like cinnamon like it was.
I didn't think that was the case. I never.
You think kids were buying Apple Jacks because it tasted like apples? No. You think that kids were lining up in store and like, oh my god, you know who's the best? They made the Apple guy such an asshole. Like, the apple, I was like, wow, like no wonder kids want to eat their fucking fruits and vegetables. The fruit guy's a jackass, and cinnamon guy. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if your channel is
kid friendly. Not this video.
Not this one.
Not
sorry,
this video.
Everyone. Right.
Breakfast cereal is not kid friendly. Definitely
What's
not.
This next one?
This is Alphabets. I'm again going to go with I would not eat Alphabets. I feel like Alphabets are, again, a very tasteless cereal. There's really nothing. I mean, they're shaped and people are like, oh, I can spell. Like
yes.
Like cereal, like, the soup.
Is that what people do? Oh, my God.
Kids are like.
The only things they eat are SpaghettiOs and Alphabets.
Like when the kids like eat them.
Without
milk, and they're like the letters.
Okay.
So I feel like it's a very teachable.
Ever
had Alphabets.
So I'm gonna put would not eat because I don't think I have eaten, and I don't. Really
I'm sure I never bought them for you ever.
Okay,
Okay. Captain Crunch. Oh god. I do love Captain Crunch, and I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna put it. Would buy it in the store because I definitely would buy it.
Okay.
I do. It's very close to the I would even eat for dinner. However, it's such a harsh cereal on the mouth that you really kind of have to take it in. I
enjoy Captain Crunch with the extra stuff. Like they'll have
with berries
because then it just gives a second. Kind of with what you said, because I agree that I do love Captain Crunch, but it's kind of like salt and vinegar chips for me.
You like it with the round balls, the berries, the round. Just saying.
As opposed to the fruit-shaped berry that would not be a ball of berries. Right. Okay, but bananas in Trix were not shaped like circle balls.
So where would you?
I would probably for just regular Captain Crunch, I'd say would buy in the store because I would get it, but I don't think the regular one I would pretend to eat for dinner.
Okay, so we're getting there. We're like close. Okay, so Cocoa Cocoa. Let's let you go first. I've been going first. I'm gonna let you go first.
Cocoa Pebbles immediately.
No, this is Cocoa. This is Cocoa Puffs.
Still would not eat.
Okay,
I'm not a chocolate guy. I'm not a chocolate guy.
Gotcha.
And I know that a big draw for chocolate like Cocoa Pebbles and Cocoa Puffs is that you get a chocolate milk thing at the end. And for me, that's just a sadder aspect of it. Like that's double. Yeah, that's double the. Now I will. Actually, hold on. Scroll down. I just want to see the other cereals. Are these all of them? Okay, so you don't have it on here, so I'll mention it.
Okay.
Reese's Puffs, I do like.
Gotcha.
Because peanut butter chocolate, like that I can do, but just Cocoa Puffs for me is going to be a would not eat. So I know that's gonna hurt some souls.
Yeah, I was going to say, now I like chocolate, and I like a chocolate cereal, and I like Cocoa Puffs. I don't mind them. Now, I'm not a milk person, so I'd never drink the milk after. In fact, I put so little milk in my cereal that I would practically eat cereal without milk if I could do it. So I'm actually going to put it... I'm going to put Bite in the store. I'm going to put it Bite. I may change that. Like I said, I feel like I need to be a little more kind of even across the board. So
When
I'm
you
not
see
really
the full
sure,
scale,
where everything's going to go. Okay, what about Fruity Pebbles?
Now, Fruity Pebbles is unlike Cocoa Pebbles. Like the cereal or the milk is fine at the end. However, Fruity Pebbles I feel, is one of the only cereals that's soggy. Just really for me. Like Fruity Pebbles, I can't.
I'm with you there with the sog.
Like even Trix, Captain Crunch, like all my other cereals, like even a little soggy, I'm okay with. Fruity Pebbles for me, the second it's like Rice Krispies. The second that it gets soggy, it just develops a sense of like. But I would put in I would only eat if I was desperate because it's still like. It's not that I wouldn't eat it, but it's just like on the bottom of my priority list.
Okay, I agree. I agree that the Fruity Pebbles, cat, is also, there's a sog problem for sure. But again, I'm a very light milk drinker, you know, so I put a little bit, I like put the cereal in, then add some milk and try to do it.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna actually put it. I would eat it if it was at work. I would eat it for free at work. Okay. Yeah. All right, Cheerios. See, now Cheerios is such kind of a staple cereal, but it's again one of those that reminds me of
this is not Honey Nut Cheerios.
No,
this is Cheerios.
This is just plain Cheerios. I don't mind Cheerios in general, but I probably wouldn't buy them in the store. So I'm going to say that I would eat them free at work.
Yeah, for just regular Cheerios, I'd agree. I would say I'd eat them. They were free at work, but not necessarily that committed.
Gotcha. All right, so next we got Rice Krispies. See, this is a tough one because I have things to say.
Okay. Now, see, again, it's hard because it's like, now I'm assuming we're categorizing these just as cereals, right? Like we can't include Rice Krispie treats in the Rice Krispie.
That's where I was going with this. I was gonna say I would buy rice. I wouldn't probably eat it all the time, dinner, whatever. I mean, I like a Rice Krispie; it's fine. However, I do find them a little plain. Again, with the sog factor, if you have too much milk. However, I would buy them in the store because I would make Rice Krispie treats out of them. So
I
feel like I would buy them in the store. Because we're using the cereal. I mean, if I can eat it, yes. How you're going to eat it, it's kind of up to you. So
I am going to treat it just as a cereal. So I would put it in the same of the would only eat if I was desperate. In that desperate. Down here. Okay, with the Fruity Pebbles, I gotcha because it's the same type of cereal. Yeah. It's just
plain versus fruit
because again, it's like if this was including Rice Krispie treats, we'd be talking a different game.
Yeah.
But it's just like in terms of like just as a cereal, like I don't like all of those other cereals up top. I would way rather eat than. Like on a different tier, I would say.
Gotcha. All right, Life. I don't know a lot about Life cereal, except for that Mikey likes it. It was like a whole campaign. I don't think I would dislike it, but I think I would probably only eat it if I was like desperate. If it was like the only thing.
I don't think I really know what Life cereal is. I feel like I've not. I feel like as a kid, Life cereal wasn't one of the ones that was marketed towards me. I don't think I ever was like, oh my god, Life. It's like a wheat.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Crispex or a...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a mini wheat because I feel like a mini wheat is like a shredded wheat and that's on a different level.
I'll put it on the would not eat. There are some of those that I would, but Life is just, I don't know. So
Gotcha.
If I'm going to pick one of those types of cereals, Life is not the one I'm going with.
Gotcha. Okay. Now we got Kix. Kix again is like it's like a Cheerio in a round form.
It is. I would agree.
But I don't even feel like, I feel like Cheerios have a little bit more of like the oaty
They're
flavor.
crunchier. I think Kix are a little more melt, like they
But I wouldn't not eat them. I think I would just eat them if, like, you know, we were at a cabin and that was the only thing available, you know, to eat. That's where I would go. What about you?
Well, like, I've had Kix while being desperate, so I feel like
I've been that desperate before.
Like, I've been like there were like 2 cereal options and Kix was one of them, and I was like, I guess, like.
Oh, what was the other one?
I forgot.
Whatever it was worse than
like,
Kix.
at the time, it was something. It might have been like Cocoa Pie. It might have been like the more exciting option for others, but I just wasn't as interested. It was like, oh, like usually everyone likes chocolate, so I'll put in the would only eat if I was desperate, because that's pretty much how I feel about it.
All right. So far, we're only matching on 4. I think we're matching on 5 cereals. We're matching on 5, so that's not too. Where are we at? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're all, we're around halfway. Okay. Lucky Smacks. Now, I don't know if you've ever had these before.
I've seen them, but I don't know if I've actually had them. But what's the, like, give me a description of what they're, it's like honey.
They're a smaller cereal that's kind of it looks like a wheat kernel, and they're sugary.
Okay.
They're very, like, sticky sugary.
Okay.
Which makes sense. The smack.
God. Smack.
Would I eat them?
It reminds me of the. I don't mean to derail for a second.
No, go ahead.
But it reminds me of the Peter Pan Goes Wrong. Snap. When he's being the fucking alligator.
That's coming back out.
Oh, really?
It's touring. I would probably put it if I was desperate. I mean, I don't hate the cereal, but I don't like it.
Again, it's hard because I haven't had it,
right.
so but I don't want to necessarily put all of the cereals I just haven't had and would not eat.
Well, I mean, I guess
based off of your description, I would say that it sounds like a cereal that I would.
It would probably also affect the SOG factor as well, just so you know. From what I remember.
Okay, I haven't had a lot of these would only eat if I was desperate, because again, for me, it's like, would I rather have that over Fruity Pebbles? I don't think so. So I don't feel like I can put it above a different higher category.
All right, now we have Lucky Charms. Where would you put Lucky Charms?
So here's an interesting thing.
Okay.
Lucky Charms, like, as a cereal, I don't think or like as like a with milk, I don't know if I would like. Now as a snack, I have had like just some of the marshmallow and the things, and I think that they're okay. I feel like for me, I would put Lucky Charms in a would eat if it was free at work. Like, I don't really have a strong. Like, I know some people are like make or break on the marshmallow stuff.
Right.
For me, it's kind of like, it's whatever, it's fine. I don't really care about it either way.
I have never been a fan of the marshmallows. They're not marshmallows. Like, to me, a marshmallow, this is a dry marshmallow, and it just doesn't turn into a marshmallow, so I never really got the appeal of, I mean, I appreciate them trying to, like, change it up with a different texture, but I just never got it.
That's another one like that, Captain Crunch, that has other things that maybe I would like. Because they have ones where there's, like, less marshmallows, or, like, double marshmallows, or there's, like, other things. Like
only marshmallows. There's the ones with only marshmallows.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
I'm definitely going to put that one in the I would not eat category, because it's just not my thing.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right, we're getting down to it, so I'm just moving everything up a little bit so we can see where we're at. Okay, now Honey Nut Cheerios. I like Honey Nut Cheerios. So, this is tough. Would I buy it at the store, or would I even eat it for dinner? That's a really tough one. They are gluten-free, I believe, so I could eat them. You know what? I'm just looking at what's left. I'm going to throw it up to, I would even eat it for dinner. Yeah. I think it's a good basic cereal. It's got a little extra honey nut. Love it. Okay. Yep. Gonna put it there. I'm gonna stick with that. What about you?
Absolute would eat for dinner. Honey Nut Cheerios, a staple.
Okay.
Really, of the, like, not super sugary, or, like, I mean, all cereal is sugary, but, like, of them, like, Honey Nut Cheerios is the go-to for, like, just the necessities.
Yeah. With that, I also like the is it the multigrain Cheerios? Have you
had
those?
I have, and those are also really
I also
good.
really like those. I also like those. All right, so we're out of order. Let's do Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yep.
Absolute S tier cereal. I'd eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, incredible cereal. Great aftertaste with the milk. They've made Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice creams and like other things
Oh.
just based off of how well that Cinnamon Toast Crunch does with milk and dairy. Like, absolute. Everybody knows it from my side. They know. They know. I don't need to go.
See, and we've been right there with the top tier, but I'm a little indifferent on this one.
I hear you.
I would like it without the milk better than with the milk, because I think that the milk gets too cinnamony and sweet for me. That the milk almost takes away from the enjoyment once it starts to pull all the flavoring off the cereal. But I would buy it in the store. But I would probably prefer to have it without milk. Now, Frosted Flakes, on the other hand, that's definitely going to go in the I would even eat it for dinner. I would prefer it with bananas. If I had to eat it, I do prefer it with some like the Rice Krispies. I prefer it as a Rice Krispie treat, of course. Frosted Flakes, I would prefer it with bananas sliced up, but I would eat it. It's a good crunch. It's got the sweetness. Yeah, works for me. What about you?
So as a inner kid me would immediately put it in the would even eat for dinner. I think it was like definitely my favorite cereal growing up.
Yeah.
However, now I think it would just be in the would buy in the store category because of when I was a kid, I just ate fast. So the sogginess never. And even when I did, it was kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's just like when I think about, again, it's like I could leave a bowl of Trix Cinnamon Toast or Cheerios and come back to it like 5 or 10 minutes later and still be like, ugh. Like Frosted Flakes, I'd still do it, but I'd be a little more sad about it, I think. So
Gotcha.
I think that for now, I would put it in the would buy in the store.
Gotcha. Okay, grape nuts.
I'm gonna have to put in would not eat just because I don't think I've ever had them and I don't have enough of an opinion to even.
Gotcha.
What's your?
Well, see, now I used to really enjoy grape nuts.
Grape nuts? Is it like a raisin cereal?
No, it's legitimately like the hardest granola cake. It definitely doesn't get soggy unless you heat it up. Like you can cook it. You can make it a warm cereal with milk.
Okay.
However, here's the only way I ever ate grape nuts was on yogurt. So it was like a topping for yogurt.
More than it was a cereal.
And it would get a little soft in the yogurt, but it would still give it a little bit of a crunch, and I really enjoyed it that way. However, I don't eat yogurt really anymore. And I wouldn't eat it as a cereal. So I'm going to have to say I probably wouldn't eat it.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't eat it as a cereal. I would eat it in yogurt. But
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. What about Cocoa Krispies?
So Cocoa Krispies is, again, for me, it sucks for Cocoa Krispies because it's got the problem of chocolate, of Cocoa Puffs, and the sogginess of Rice Krispies for me. So again, for me, it's just a would not eat.
Wouldn't eat at all.
Wouldn't eat at all. Cocoa
Krispies.
Krispies.
Not even in a Rice Krispie.
It's like
chocolate Rice Krispie treat. Yeah, I know you're not huge.
Even
on
a chocolate Rice Krispie treat, I don't think that the chocolate is that prevalent that I could still would have problems. But yeah, for cereal, gonna just put it in the window.
All right, I'm gonna say I would eat it if it was free at work.
Okay.
I don't find it because it does soggy up more than the Cocoa Puffs. I feel like the Cocoa Puffs and the Cocoa Krispies are generally the same flavor profile.
Gotcha.
But with the Cocoa Puffs being a lot more crunchy than the Cocoa Crisps, I've never made a Cocoa Crisp cereal, Rice Krispie bar, but I mean, I guess I would like it. I do like chocolate, but yeah,
gotcha.
Probably somewhere in there.
Okay.
Shredded mini wheats. For me, I'm just gonna put on a do not eat. I know, like at my age, maybe this is probably where I should be doing my cereal. And it does have the frosted, because these are the frosted mini wheats, so they're better than like a shredded wheat.
Yeah.
Which is a very dry. It's on the grape nuts side of it. It's a very brittle cereal. But even with the sugary coating, it's like eating healthy cereal, but with such a sugary coating that it defeats the purpose. So I probably would not eat it.
See, and I would actually eat it free if it was at work. I've actually had mini wheats once. I don't even think they were the frosted ones. I just had mini wheats once, and I was kind of like, it was just maybe because I don't know why I think it was at a friend's house or something, and I was like, oh, these are not that bad. Okay. I'd have to try it again to know if that's still accurate, but.
All right, we got our last two, which is Fruit Loops and Pops.
Yep.
What do you want to do first? You pick.
Let's do Fruit Loops because I feel like that's going to be the more
controversial.
Interesting. We'll see. For me, Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Would even eat for dinner. Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Another top tier cereal. Fruit Loops is like the the correct version of Apple Jacks. Like Apple Jacks was like,
I definitely agree with that.
Let's do this, and like Apple Jacks was like, let's do Fruit Loops but Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is just Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Fruit Loops are the two contenders of that. So Apple Jacks like tried, but Fruit Loops is absolute number one. Like I love the milk after, love the taste. Can eat it with milk, without milk. So many things. Top cereal for me.
Gotcha. See, now I get the fruit from the Trix. I would prefer the Trix over the Fruit Loops.
Fair enough.
But I agree that the crunchiness is there, and the flavor's there definitely over the Apple Jacks for me. So I'm gonna put it. I would eat it at work. I don't think I've ever bought it like for myself, but yeah.
All right, what about Pops? Where do Pops stand?
Now Pops are tough. See, I feel like Pops have a definite sog issue. If you let them sit too long, they definitely get soggy. I like the flavor of them. They're very reminiscent, I would say, kind of the Honey Smacks in the flavor profile. Okay. I would put them in there. I would eat them without milk again because of the sogginess. I would eat them like as a snack, like like the what is it, the Cookie Crisps.
Yeah,
I would eat Cookie Crisp as cookies as opposed to cereal because of the crunch factor. Gotcha. So I wouldn't say I would eat it. I would say I would eat it free work. I don't know if I would buy it, but I would eat it if it was like a work option. What about you?
See, Pops is a cereal I haven't had in a long time, but I love.
Yeah, it definitely
Pops.
was top on your chart.
I really did enjoy that one as a kid.
Yeah,
I will say that I didn't even think really about the sogginess thing until you mentioned it. That I was like, oh, looking back, that definitely
if it gets soggy, it's like some cereals you can eat when they're a little bit soggy. You're like, it's okay. That one, once it got soggy, it just got really gummy and like.
Yeah. I would still say I would buy it in the store.
Okay.
I think it's still at that quality, that tier for me. But it's definitely like the end of that list kind of a bit.
Okay. Well, we differed.
I would say
we did,
so.
but not horribly. I mean, we definitely, our top cereals are almost all the ones that are up here are fairly similar in the Trix, Cheerios. We both got the Cookie Crisp. We both got
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm sorry, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the Frosted Flakes, the Captain Crunch. So I mean, we have a little bit different, but I mean that makes sense.
I think the biggest thing, is that both of the chocolate cereals for me are at would not eat, and both of them are like would buy and would eat if I would. That's like the big...
Well, and that makes sense because I'm more of a chocolate person than you for sure. So that definitely makes sense. And the fruity ones, I'm probably a little bit less on the fruity cereals. I like. Except for sorry, our cats are running around. My kitten's being a nutball. Is he eating your shoe?
He's eating, like the bottom of it.
All right, so that is how we rank our breakfast cereals. Now, one I didn't have on here was that I would eat would be Raisin Bran. Now, that's one I didn't have on here.
Call it in extra.
I am going to call it an extra because you didn't have a chance to like pick the cereals. I did pick the cereals.
Okay.
So I'm going to call an audible and say Raisin Bran for me would be. I would even eat that for dinner because it makes me feel like I'm actually eating like more healthy. You know, it's got the fruit, which gives it the sweetness. It's got the crunch. So I like a Raisin Bran. Okay. I would definitely eat it. What's a cereal that we didn't talk about that you would put on you would even eat for dinner?
If I would even eat for dinner? Oh my god. Okay, I have to think about. Is there any? Let me look of. Would you mind? Let me.
You gotta find.
Yeah, I was just trying to like what other popular cereals.
There's not a cereal on here that you're like, oh well, you did mention the Reese's.
I mentioned
you mentioned the Reese's. Would that be an even eat for dinner? Even though it's got the chocolate?
No. Okay. It's not an even eat for dinner, but there's got to be some. Let me just glance at it. I'm looking at
because it's got the chocolate in it. It just can't rank that high.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Or would buy in the stores, or something like a top.
Would even eat for dinner cereal for me. Absolutely, Golden Grams. Love Golden Grams.
Okay,
that's a cereal that is not on here that I saw. I was like, oh, that's immediately what I would put in the would even eat.
Okay, so we'll call it.
I actually did eat it a lot for dinner at UMass Amherst because it was one of the cereals that we had
at your dining hall.
At my dining hall, so
gotcha. All right, well, that's it. Thanks so much for joining us for our cereal ranking video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and ding the notification bell if you'd like to know when we go live. And we'll do another one of these. I'll put another, in the community page, I'll put another survey. What would you like us to rank next? And would you like this guy to join me in that ranking? Thanks so much. Have a great day. Don't you ever change them crazy ways, baby, 'cause it comes so naturally. Girl, I'm such a fool for all them things
you do? Don't just stop, no, don't just